What's up everyone, I'm back, and today we're reviewing the Nike Revolution 7. I really need a new camera. We got this super blue colorway. I've been testing it. It's still pretty much first impressions, but today we're gonna talk about the pros, the cons, and the in-between. And ultimately, I'm gonna tell you whether or not this shoe is worth the upgrade from the Revolution 6 and worth the money that you're paying for it. Starting with the pros, the shoe has a great overall fit. When you first put it on, the first thing you're gonna notice is that the toe box and the general front area of the shoe is going to be a lot more roomy. Throughout this area, you still have a very secure fit while still having a lot of room here. Collar area is very secure. As soon as you lace it up, you don't have to lace it up like super tight for it to feel snug around your ankle. The cushioning around it is also great where it's not uncomfortable either when you're walking or when you're running. If you go true to size, the fit's gonna be nothing to be worried about. Another pro is that the midsole actually provides a lot of stability. If you wanted this as a shoe to take to the gym that's not too expensive and maybe you're not running as much, you're doing a little bit of cardio, whatever it is, I think this shoe can get the job done for you. I think the last pro is that it is an upgrade from the Revolution 6. Even though it's an upgrade, I think there's still other shoes, especially for the price point, especially when they go on sale, that can be a lot better. Whatever amount of money it's going for, I don't even know anymore. I paid $70. $70? I'm sorry. These are not worth $70. So actually, the more I think about it, I think the in-between and the cons kind of go together. The outsole, it's an in-between because it's decent for pavement and like concrete, but it's also a con because it's just not good for roads with like gravel or like rocks, loose rocks and stuff like that. I was literally testing it a couple hours ago. I was hitting the ground and I just kind of felt a little slip. It wasn't anything terrible, but it was noticeable enough. The midsole is a mix of a pro, a con, and in between. A pro because it was an upgrade in my opinion from the Revolution 6. A con because it is very close to the ground and it doesn't provide any sort of cushioning or any sort of energy return. So one of the first things that I noticed when I first unboxed the shoe was this. The shoe has a comfort footbed, or that's what Nike's calling it. And I thought it was really interesting to see because I had never, or at least that I can recall, at least in a while or since I last did a review, I had never seen anything as explicitly mentioned or highlighted. Nike explicitly saying like, hey, you got this type of like cushion, like memory foam type of thing in the insole. I was confused by it, but I thought it was interesting. And then I understood why they did it. The midsole gets you too close to the ground. Even for walking, you just feel your foot getting very close to the ground. And because of that, you don't get a lot of energy return, really not any energy return out of this foam, and very minimal cushioning, which then would explain why Nike went ahead and added this comfort footbed to try and kind of correct that issue. It does help a little bit, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's still, especially when you're running, you just feel like your foot is hitting the ground very directly, which you wouldn't think of that because looking at the midsole, it's obviously not that thin. It doesn't look that thin. Even me holding the shoes, like, okay, the forefoot, which is where I noticed it the most, it's not that thin. These shoes are simply not that good for long distance running because of those reasons. Great for the gym, great if you wanna run a couple miles, but honestly, this felt on feet a lot more like a training shoe. For walking, maybe I would consider it, but again, I think, and I'll get to it, I think there's other options for that around the similar price point. It's an upgrade from the Revolution 6. Unfortunately, it's not worth the money. I think there's other shoes, Downshifter 12. When it's on sale, the Winflow 10, probably still somewhere out there. The 11 I haven't tested, so don't quote me on it. I think Nike released a new model too. I haven't been keeping up with these, but yeah, a couple shoes that are overall, in my opinion, better than this, especially for the price point.